thatmovieguyUK.
The next director to jump on the Netflix bandwagon is obviously Paul Greengrass with his new film 22 July, which is out today, the 10th of October, and has received very strong reviews, but at the same time very mixed ones prior to its Netflix release. Obviously with Greengrass we associate him with these films of grand scale, epically enhanced real life situations. Obviously with the 1993, that is his most famous film that depicts 9/11, and 22 July is another one that he is trying to bring to the forefront. The 22nd of July in Norway is a very dark day in 2011. It is when Anders Breivik murdered 77 people and injured over 300. He was a white supremacist, basically saying that he represented the Knights Templar and was trying to kill multiculturalism and immigration in Norway and trying to shake up the foundations of Europe. The opening sequence of the events that go from Oslo to Utoya Island is disturbing. It is no holds barred, not sugar-coated, you see it as it is, and it is horrifying. The imagery was stuck in my head even before I put this camera on. It's just still stuck in my head of this man just shooting innocent people down, and it's disgusting. This is the biggest part of the film which, okay, I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but cinematically this was the focal point. After this we have the aftermath of obviously Breivik, we have the aftermath of his victims, we have the aftermath of his attorney that had to represent him and how it affected his life. All in all, this is a very long film. This is 2.5 hours long. Did it need to be this long? No, not at all. We understand his psyche, and I think that you see elements that maybe you never heard of before, which I liked. It is very genuine, it's very real, but for me, I was going in and out of the film, and in a tragedy like this, I don't want to be sitting there for 2.5 hours contemplating how I can influence people or how the governments of the world can change the far right. This is something that Greengrass, as I've said, has tried, but I don't think 2.5 hours is really necessary for him to pass on this message. If this film was 2 hours long, I think the impact of his message would have been just as strong. Anders Danielsen Lie, who plays Anders Breivik, I think he is a very good actor in this film. He portrays Breivik in a way that if you have seen any footage of him, read anything about him, his ideologies feel like they're coursing through his veins. And I can imagine as an actor this is a very difficult portrayal for him to do, but I think that he does a very good job in portraying Breivik and how he basically immersed himself in the limelight of what was going on. He was loving that he had total control over a country, a prime minister and its people. He manipulated them and tried to justify what he did, and he had no remorse, and you can feel that through Anders Danielsen Lie's performance, and I think it is a very strong performance. The most notable performance here is from Jonas Strand Gravil, who plays one of the victims. He is shot 5 times by Breivik, and he is blind now in one eye. He has shrapnel from a bullet lodged in his head. He's had to rebuild his life. You can feel his pain, you can feel his anger, you can feel his disgust to what Breivik did to him. And his journey is a very immersive one. You can feel more of the aftermath of it, because this is one thing that the news never gives to you, is the aftermath of what this event has happened, or in any event really. You don't really know what happens behind closed doors, and I know this is a cinematic depiction of it, but I think his performance is very organic, it's very powerful, it packs a punch, and I think that this is one of the best actual performances I have seen in a film this year. With 22 July, you don't get the usual Greengrass shaky cam and anything like that. It is actually a lot more cold. It's a lot more still. It's not so fast. It is not like his work, but still, it's just too long. And that's why I just don't think I'll ever watch 22 July ever again. Like I said, it's available on Netflix right now, and if you want to check out my review, it will be on thatmovieguyuk.wordpress.com, or it will be on moviemaker.co.uk, and obviously all my details are below. And obviously, as we say on the channel, diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shins. And obviously, never change.